The rehearsal dinner was perfect. Everyone was laughing, smiling, full of excitement for the big day ahead. My parents hugged Madison like she was already family. Ryan gave a toast about loyalty and brotherhood. He spoke about how proud he was to stand beside me. He said friendship was sacred and unbreakable. Everyone clapped. Madison wiped tears from her eyes and kissed my hand. I believed every word they said. That night, we returned to the Grand Hotel. Madison kissed me in the lobby and said she wanted tradition. She didn't want me to see her before the ceremony. We laughed, and she went to her room down the hall. I texted her goodnight, told her I couldn't wait to see her walk down the aisle. She sent photos of her dress hanging near the window. I told her to get some rest. But sleep never came for me. My heart was racing with excitement and nerves. Around 2 in the morning, I decided to get some water. The vending machine was just past Ryan's room. As I walked by, I heard voices behind his door. Then I heard it. Her laugh. That soft, flirty giggle I knew better than my own name. My pulse stopped cold. I moved closer, barely breathing. Ryan's voice came next. After tomorrow, we won't have to pretend anymore. Madison laughed again, low and warm. I can't believe he's still clueless, she said. He's going to sign everything tomorrow, and then we're free. My stomach twisted so hard I thought I'd collapse. I wanted to burst through that door, to scream, to fight. But I didn't. I stood there in silence, listening to my life unravel piece by piece. Ryan spoke again, his tone dripping with arrogance. He's paying for the wedding that's going to make us rich. Madison giggled, saying she deserved it after all her effort. She called me boring. Predictable. A safe bet with a big wallet. Every word cut deeper than the last. I pressed my hand against the wall to stay standing. 18 months. That's how long they'd been planning this. It wasn't a drunken mistake or sudden temptation. It was strategy. They had built an entire fantasy around my trust. When their voices faded, I turned and walked away. No tears. No yelling. Just silence. Back in my room, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the carpet. The clock ticked past 3. Then 4. Then 5. I thought about every red flag I'd ignored. Every time, Madison pushed for something expensive. Every moment, Ryan insisted on helping with the wedding. It all made sense now. By sunrise, the pain turned into something else. Cold. Sharp. Controlled. I wasn't going to explode. I was going to plan. Just like I managed my construction projects, I'd manage this disaster. Step by step. With precision. I looked in the mirror and whispered, "You're done being the victim." Then I put on my wedding shirt and tie and walked straight toward Ryan's door. The hallway was silent when I knocked on Ryan's door. It opened after a few seconds, and there he was. Boxers, messy hair, that smug grin spread across his face. He looked proud, not guilty. Behind him, Madison sat on the bed, clutching the sheet to her chest. Her face drained of color the moment she saw me. "Ethan," she whispered, trembling. "This isn't what it looks like." Ryan laughed. "Oh, it's exactly what it looks like." My chest felt hollow. I didn't speak for a long time. Then I said quietly, "How long?" Ryan shrugged like it was nothing. "About 1.5 years," he said. "She was mine before she was ever yours." He picked up his phone and started scrolling. "Want to see the texts?" He turned the screen toward me, proud of his work. Messages between them for months. Full conversations mocking me. How I was easy to manipulate. How she couldn't wait to get access to my accounts. Madison started crying. "Ryan, stop," she begged. He ignored her. "She said once the papers were signed, she'd be free," he continued. My hands didn't shake. My voice didn't rise. It was like a switch flipped inside me. I pulled out my phone and opened the camera. "You mind saying that again?" I asked. Ryan smirked, still thinking he was in control. "Sure, we've been sleeping together for over a year. She's marrying you for money. She can't stand you, but she loves your wallet." Madison covered her face and sobbed harder. I tilted the camera slightly. "Tell me about the plan," I said. "What happens after the wedding?" He laughed again. "She gets the house, your accounts, everything. And we keep having fun behind your back. It's perfect." The red recording light blinked on his reflection in the mirror. It captured everything. The arrogance. The betrayal. The truth. I ended the recording and put my phone away. "You're right," I said quietly. "She's yours now." Ryan frowned, confused by my calmness. "Damn right she is," he said. I smiled, but it wasn't from humor. It was the cold, final kind of smile that ends wars. "Enjoy your morning, Ryan," I said. "You might want to check your email later." Then I walked out. Back in my room, I opened my laptop. I typed a message to his boss, Mr. Patterson. I explained everything. Attached screenshots of suspicious invoices I'd saved months earlier. Added the video of his confession. I hit send at 6:47 a.m. The sound of that single click felt like justice beginning. Then I called the venue and canceled the wedding. Told them there had been infidelity that morning. My phone exploded with calls and texts. I didn't answer any. I sat by the window, watching the sunrise over the city. The light hit the hotel across the street, bright and calm. It looked peaceful, but beneath it, everything had changed. The lies were finally exposed. The game was over. And for the first time, I wasn't the fool anymore. By noon, the whole thing had started to unravel. Ryan's boss called me personally after reading my email. He said the accusations were serious, and they were launching an audit. I thanked him and hung up without emotion. By that evening, Ryan was suspended pending investigation. He didn't know yet that I had more than enough evidence. Madison kept calling. Her messages flooded my phone, switching from begging to rage. "Ethan, please talk to me. You're destroying lives over one mistake. Then, you're sick, you need help." I ignored every word. I had nothing left to say. That same afternoon, the hotel refunded part of the deposit. The venue understood once they heard what happened. A few vendors weren't as kind. Some demanded full payment, even though the wedding was off. I lost almost $30,000 that weekend. But it felt like a small price for freedom. Meanwhile, Ryan's world began to burn. His boss discovered fake invoices and missing payments. There were forged signatures and false commissions. He'd been stealing from the company for almost 3 years. Over $140,000 gone. When the audit team confronted him, he denied everything. Then they showed him the documents I'd sent and the video of his confession. He didn't laugh then. On Monday morning, police showed up at his apartment. He was arrested for embezzlement and fraud. The story hit local news that same night. "Sales executive charged in corporate theft," the headline read. His picture flashed across the screen, handcuffed, pale, defeated. Madison's name wasn't mentioned, but everyone knew. Our friends texted me nonstop, shocked by the revelation. Some offered sympathy. Others said they never liked her. I didn't answer anyone. I just sat in silence, watching everything crumble exactly as it should. The next day, Ryan's mother called my mom in tears. She said he was just a boy who made bad choices. She asked me to forgive him. My mom told her he was 34, not a boy, and hung up. Later that evening, Ryan's father came to my job site. He started yelling, accusing me of ruining his son's life. Security escorted him out before it got worse. I didn't press charges. There was no point. The punishment had already started. Madison tried one last time to reach me. She showed up at my house in the rain, makeup smeared, voice shaking. "Ethan, please, we can fix this. It was just one night." "One night," I said quietly. "You planned this for 18 months." She cried harder, saying Ryan manipulated her. I stepped back and closed the door without another word. Her sobs echoed down the driveway until they faded into nothing. The next morning, the news confirmed it. Ryan was facing multiple felony charges. Madison vanished from social media completely. Their empire of lies had fallen. And I didn't have to lift a finger beyond telling the truth. Justice had finally begun to take shape. Madison didn't disappear for long. 2 weeks after the arrest, she started showing up everywhere I went. At the gym, the coffee shop, even the grocery store near my house. She always looked perfect, pretending to be fragile and innocent. One morning, she waited by the treadmill and stopped me as I walked in. "Ethan, please, just 5 minutes," she said softly. "I know I hurt you, but I didn't mean for this to happen." Her voice trembled like she was acting for an audience. "You planned it for 1.5 years," I said. "That's not a mistake." People in the gym turned to watch us. Her mask slipped for a moment. "You're a psychopath," she hissed. "I gave you everything, and this is how you repay me." She stormed out, shouting that I was ruining innocent lives. Later that week, she came to my house with her mother and sister. They stood on my porch for 30 minutes. Her mom cried and begged me to forgive her daughter. Her sister took photos, probably for social media sympathy. Madison wept dramatically, saying I was too proud to listen. "I know he's in there," she said loud enough for the neighbors to hear. This is what happens when men let their ego control them. I didn't open the door. When they left, she screamed that I couldn't hide forever. A few days later, she tried again, waiting outside my office. She wore a tight black dress like she thought seduction could erase betrayal. "Ethan, we can fix this," she whispered. "I love you, not him. You know that." "You love the money," I said. "You love the game." Her expression hardened. "You're vindictive," she snapped. "You're trying to destroy me." "I'm not trying," I said quietly. "You did that yourself." She looked like she wanted to slap me, but walked away instead. That night, her version of the story hit social media. Long captions about being betrayed by the people she trusted. Photos of her looking sad, staring out windows, pretending to heal. She wrote about finding strength after, surviving heartbreak and manipulation. Her followers flooded the comments with sympathy. "Stay strong, queen. You deserve better." Men always ruin good women. But not everyone believed her. Some people knew the truth. "Didn't you cheat on your fiancé the night before your wedding? Maybe don't steal from people next time." She deleted the negative comments and left the ones praising her. It was like watching a bad play, where the actress refused to leave the stage. Her reputation crumbled anyway. Former friends stopped replying. Work colleagues unfollowed her. She tried to build a new image from the ashes, but no one bought it. Every post felt like another desperate attempt to rewrite reality. I didn't respond. Silence was louder than any argument. She had chosen her role in the story. Now she had to live with it. 6 weeks passed before I thought about her again. Not because I missed her, but because something didn't add up. Madison had been living far beyond her salary for over a year. Designer clothes, spa trips, weekend getaways, constant luxury. Even when I paid most expenses, her lifestyle made no sense. Then I remembered Ryan's spending spree before the wedding. He'd paid for a penthouse suite, expensive dinners, and lavish gifts. Where had the money come from? The same stolen funds that got him arrested. And Madison had been part of it. She wasn't just the affair, she was the reward. Every fraudulent transaction matched a new handbag or vacation post. I called Detective Barnes, who handled Ryan's embezzlement case. I think my ex-fiancée might be involved, I told him. He asked for details, and I gave him everything. Dates, receipts, photos, social media posts, even her public trips. He promised to look into it. A week later, he called back, his tone sharper this time. "Ethan, you were right," he said. Every time Ryan made a fake sale, she spent his money within days. The evidence was impossible to ignore. $12,000 in jewelry, clothes, and spa treatments, all traced directly to the stolen accounts. Under state law, knowingly benefiting from stolen funds was a felony. They subpoenaed her bank records. The trail was clear. Transfers from Ryan's accounts to hers. Payments marked as gifts, but they lined up perfectly with the fraudulent activity. They moved fast. One Thursday morning, Madison was arrested at her office, handcuffed in front of her coworkers. The photo of her walking out went viral before noon. Her flawless image shattered in seconds. She was charged with conspiracy to commit fraud and money laundering. Her bail was set at $35,000. Her parents couldn't afford it. Ryan's family was broke from legal fees. She spent 6 days in county jail before her sister posted bail. I didn't feel sorry for her. The woman who once posed in silk dresses was now wearing an orange jumpsuit. Her job fired her immediately. The company released a statement about protecting client integrity. Her social media disappeared that night. No more quotes about strength and survival. No more curated perfection. Just silence. People who once praised her now gossiped about her downfall. Friends called to tell me how karma had finally caught up. I didn't celebrate. I didn't need to. Justice was already doing the work. A month later, the prosecutor confirmed the charges would stick. They had everything: transactions, messages, timelines, and proof of intent. Madison tried to reach me through a mutual friend. She said she was scared and didn't deserve this. I said only one thing: "You built your prison one lie at a time." Then I hung up. Her fall was complete. Ryan was in custody. Madison was facing trial. The plan that started with betrayal ended exactly where it belonged, in ruins. 8 months later, the final chapter began. Ryan accepted a plea deal to avoid a trial. The evidence against him was overwhelming. Forged invoices, fake clients, recorded confessions, stolen funds. He was sentenced to 4 years in state prison, 5 years of probation, and full restitution to his company. His parents sold their home to pay legal fees. His family blamed me for everything. They said I ruined his life out of jealousy. But Ryan had destroyed himself long before I hit send. He'd built his future on lies, and it finally collapsed. Madison's case dragged on for months. Her lawyer tried to paint her as a victim of manipulation. The prosecutor didn't buy it. They offered her a deal: 18 months in prison and restitution. She begged for leniency, claiming she was young and confused. But the evidence told another story. The messages showed intent, greed, and planning. 3 weeks before sentencing, her father came to my office. He looked tired, older than I remembered. He handed me a letter written in Madison's handwriting. 4 pages of excuses, tears, and self-pity. She said she was led astray by love and pressure. She said prison would destroy her life. Not one word of apology for what she did to mine. I folded the letter and handed it back to him. "She destroyed herself," I said. "She chose this." He cried quietly before walking away. A week later, her sentencing was announced. 16 months in state prison, 4 years probation. When I heard the news, I didn't cheer or gloat. I just felt the final weight lift off my chest. Madison cried in court, blaming Ryan even as she was led away. Her mother screamed that it wasn't fair. But fairness had nothing to do with it. It was consequence. Ryan lost his freedom. Madison lost her image and her future. I lost my trust, but gained something better. Peace. For the first time in years, my life was quiet. No lies, no manipulation, no hidden motives. Just silence and clarity. People asked if I regretted anything. I told them no. I only regretted not seeing the truth sooner. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It doesn't come with screaming or fire. Sometimes it's silent, methodical, and absolute. Justice doesn't need anger to exist. It only needs time and truth. Months passed, and I started rebuilding my life. Work became my focus again. Friends returned slowly, cautiously. I sold the house I bought for her and moved across town. New neighborhood, new start, clean slate. Every sunrise reminded me that I survived. One night, I looked through the old wedding photos on my phone. Her smile didn't hurt anymore. It just looked empty. I deleted everything. It felt like closing the final door. Ryan sat in prison. Madison counted days behind bars. And I finally breathed freely. The story was over, and I'd written its ending my way. Time moved on, slow but steady. The chaos faded into memory, replaced by quiet mornings and calm nights. I stopped checking the news, stopped wondering about them. Their names no longer carried anger, just distance. Ryan would serve his years, counting walls and regrets. Madison would learn what life looked like without an audience. As for me, I learned that revenge isn't destruction. It's clarity. It's standing still while the storm collapses around you. People asked if I forgave them. Maybe someday, but not today. Forgiveness isn't owed, it's earned. And they never earned it. I rebuilt myself piece by piece, stronger than before. I didn't need closure from them. The silence was my closure. The peace was my reward. The man who walked through that hotel hallway died that night. But someone new came out the other side. Someone who knew his worth and his limits. Someone who finally understood that trust is sacred. And once broken, it never truly returns. The wedding never happened. But in a way, something better did. I married the truth. And it never lied to me.